I don't know. Does Moneymaker check back behind a 10, or does he go for some thin value? Look at Moneymaker with just the casual lunch stare down.
10 seconds.
It's like a scene out of Rounders, bro, but we're just taking out the Oreo and replacing it with broccoli.
It so is, man. It's so good.
So please make sure that you have them on a visible spot. We're getting ready to go in about 2 minutes.
Yeah, I'm really excited. We're going to get down to the action here pretty shortly, but for those of you who are new to the cage, let me explain a little bit about the format. Here it is. It's a cash game tournament hybrid type setup where you start with $5,000 and it is a 5K buy-in. Every chip represents a 1-to-1 ratio, and then you can also purchase an additional $5,000 rebuy on top of that will either be used as a rebuy or you can use as an add-on at any time. So it looks like all players at this table have just started with the 5K, but something tells me, knowing this caliber, this level of player, that every one of those guys has a 5K reload chip behind. In fact, you can see it, the black and gold kind of larger chip there next to someone's stack. That is their rebuy or add-on chip that they can use at any time. Well, anytime they're not in the hand, that is.
Moneymaker picking up a legitimate hold-in.
Yeah, what I was gonna say, his ace jack. We saw what it did to Anna yesterday, so he's alright. But then again, we also saw what it did to him against Deuce's Full. Remember that ace is up in that huge pot where Deuce's Full just smashed everybody, or the set of deuces. Yikes! That was a big one.
That was a big one. That was ace king, ace jack, deuces, right?
Yeah, both of them hit aces up. Ace king was already all in pre, and then Deuces just drills the deuce on the flop and just takes Moneymaker to the cleaners.
Whoa.
Wow. Boat City for Alexander here. How good does that feel right there when you just drill your set? Oh, and the board's paired. We'll take the boat. It's weird. You kind of got to be tricky against Moneymaker. If you do the old passive like check, call, I don't think you're going to get a whole lot of value out of Chris. I mean, he just picks that up, generally speaking, pretty good, especially against a solid player like Alexander. I don't know if there is a way you can get a whole lot of value here.
I agree. I really like the check raise here. You're going to have a whole bunch of club draws as well that can fit into this check raise range, and your queen X can also check raise when we're this deep. So I like it. Chris with the little smile and passing pretty quickly.
Well, we've talked about this time and time again, man. You know, only poker players can understand the sting of making a final table and then getting, you know, fifth, fourth, third, hell, even second. Second even hurts more. And people are like, hey, you know, you just won, you know, $85,000, you just won $100,000, man. You must feel great. And you're like, I feel like shit because I didn't win. You know? And like only poker players can understand that.
Most definitely.
Look at this. Look at this board. You tell me about this board, dude. Look at this.
This is juicy. This could end up having some serious money in the pot, man. Open-enders, but from both. Chris Oliver obviously having the straight flush draw, Moneymaker with the open-ended. This could be juicy.
What a just both players thinking they have just the sneakiest little hand on this flop. This turn could just bust this pot wide open.
10 of clubs.
Oh, and he drills it. Look at this. This is 6, so he drills the straight with the 5-8 there for Chris. Looks like Elliot's arriving at the table. And look at that Moneymaker now, along with his open-ended, now connecting with a pair. So pair and open-ended against Oliver's The World right here.
Chris in full flow as well. Chris Oliver here, giving a fist bump as he drills that 9 as well. Just pure chilled. Going big here,
this is Chris on Chris. This is Chris on Chris action right here. Yeah, that's exactly what he did. Sorry to cut you off, but I knew it. You called his bet, and you were absolutely correct.
You, Mr. Elliot?
Yes, maybe.
Thanks. Maybe.
How many blinds did you take of mine?
Loads.
Look at that sexy dealer button too. That thing looks nice.
At least they didn't take
Yeah,
it
it's real nice.
And yeah, Chris on Chris violence, and yeah, like you said, Chris Oliver just casually fist pounding Elliot Peterman. Little did he know he's actually fist pounding that he just drilled a monster, and in addition to saying hello.
Wow, goes for the check. No, bet.
Oof.
Bet, Mr. Oliver, bet.
That's gonna be something like that.
You know what I've noticed is that a lot of times, almost every time when people try to check, and we noticed this yesterday too, people try to check to Chris on the river to get him to fire out some value for them, and it almost never works. Chris almost always checks back when he's behind, and then the people are like, crap, I should have bet.
Interesting small blind call
like money.
from Alex with the king 5. Finds the
One
top
check.
pair. Gut shot for Moneymaker.
Two check. Sit 4, bet 125.
But I'm always curious about the mystery hand. Does do the discount double check over to Chris. Moneymaker who's going to bet $1.25.
Sit 2 pass.
Was raining a lot in Lindora?
Heads up.
Expect Moneymaker to slow down a bit here on this pair turn. Alex looking for the lead.
Ooh, he won't get the chance, yeah.
Sit 4, call.
And this is
Chris
this
Moneymaker just
is-
casually eating and just announcing call.
This is brilliant from Alex on the turn here because he completely controls the pot by betting the $125 on the turn. He can be pretty confident that Chris doesn't have too much value when he doesn't raise the turn. So he should be pretty confident with his hand at this point. I would potentially go for a check call here.
Ooh.
Because we're really targeting the 10, but
I really like your idea as well, though. If he knew that Moneymaker had this, clearly he would never be betting this. But I think you can go for it. Well, I mean, this could also go for value from that 10 as well. But I think the check call, too, letting him... I don't know. Does Moneymaker check back behind a 10, or does he go for some thin value? Look at Moneymaker with just the casual lunch stare down.
10 seconds.
it's like a scene out around us, bro, but we're just
Just
taking
pass.
out the Oreo and replacing it with broccoli.
It so is, man. It's so good. It's pretty funny, though. The cameras are so good when it comes in. People are just like, oh, hey, who you texted on your phone? We can read it.
Scary.
I know, right? It looks like the best of it here, I believe, pairing his middle pair 10 here for Chris Oliver. But, you know, if anybody's going to put the pressure on, it's going to be Mr. Elliot Peterman. With position against Chris now. Chris already was forced to fold his middle pair last time. Same thing, actually. He got to the turn and then proceeded to fold. Let's see if he does it this time here. I guess it really is turn dependent here, and that is just going to make things... This is awkward for Chris because it does make things better for him because now he's got open-ended with his pair, but it's such a wet, coordinated board. I mean, this brings in potential backdoor club draws now. I mean, LA could just have, you know, ace-jack action. He could easily have, like, kings up.
And number 6, bet 600.
Elliot paying 3/4 pot, sizing up, putting...
My gosh, those eyebrows. Are they doing this just to troll us? I'm sorry, I can't deal with the extreme close-up. That was insane.
Seat number 5.
I don't think I've ever seen that close of a shot of any section of myself ever.
Elliot flexer with the ace-9 in position. But this is what I say to to the Stormers regarding these big high-stake adventure packages that we are giving away regularly now throughout the year. Is like I get messages from them saying like I'm pretty nervous. There's going to be some absolute elite players here, and what you just have to realize is that these players are just like, obviously they're insanely good. They're like some of the best players in the world, but what they're just very good at is just ranges. Like they're just very, very, very good at their ranges. And poker becomes a very easy game when you're doing the correct thing in the correct place with your range. So yeah, this is one of the main things that I'm telling people is that sure it could be daunting coming up against these elite players, but they're regular people. They just playing 2 cards in their hand, but they're just very good at the ranges.
Well, if you're Elliot Peterman, you only play 2 aces in your hand, so that's a pretty nice spot.
No. Okay, no for
This
me.
is a very
May I
easy
please
game.
have some change?
Look at that. He needs change, but not from him.
I'm not checking any soul.
And look at that. A black plaque is in play, folks.
Thank you.
Back in black, that is a 5K plaque.
That's yours.
Look at that amount of change. Feels
800,
good,
right?
man.
Heads up.
Yeah, I totally agree with you when it comes to the Stormer stuff, man. At the end of the day, look, there are just regular people. They are just playing 2 cards, and everybody, even if you're not playing against those kind of players, everybody I've talked to people who they get nervous because they're going to be on a live stream, and I tell them all the same thing because
Bet
it's
600.
unequivocally true. Sit down, play your game, forget about the cameras, and honestly, a few hands in, you won't even know you're on a live stream. You won't even care. You're just going to be playing poker. You're just going to be you doing you. So just buckle up, let the nerves aside. Once you get into the zone and you get seated, it's going to feel like you belong.
100% agree. And we are facing a 3K bet with Mr. Moneymaker with the 5 high versus Elliot's aces. And this isn't a great board for aces at all. Be interesting to see if Moneymaker
10 seconds.
has some serious flavor here, but it looks like it's going to be a pretty easy fold on the turn.
C6 bet 1,400.
Moneymaker so wanted to find a way to just get dirty with Elliot, but it's not going to happen with this 5 deuce here. This is not the hand.
If he finds it here, I'm going to turn the stream off. You're doing this for the rest of the day is you, Train.
Very good.
C4 pass.
I'm talking about the one in the bottom. It's amazing. I love
He wanted to.
He thought about it. I mean, God, Elliot's like, guys, you've only actually seen me pretty much play aces here, so. Oh, the thing is, you are not biased, man, because you said that same thing before you started even working with ACR back in the day, and it is true. I mean, essentially, you feel like you are living that sort of VIP celebrity accommodation lifestyle. They're like, oh, hello, Mr. So-and-so. We already have your room ready for you. We have this. We picked you up at the airport. It's the good old days of somebody actually holding a sign up at the airport with your name. I feel like I never get to see that. I'm like the chump waiting in line to like figure out which car is my Uber, right? You know what I mean? So I feel very, very taken care of, like you said. Everything's top notch. The accommodations, the staff, the food is friggin' delicious. I mean, you can't go wrong with that breakfast. A little pinto gallo pinto in the house for sure.
Is it one call?
Love that, and we're just proving we're out here proving that we are one of the top players in this poker world. We're the whole new rebrand, the whole new look, the new logo. Client is looking incredible now. We listen to feedback regarding lobbies, etc. We really are taking things to a next level. We are really trying to look after the players, and
Thank you.
there's so much coming. Our live events have increased. Punta del Este, Cage, so much is happening. We have the Venom, obviously, numerous times throughout the year, the biggest online tournament there is. So yeah, thanks so much for messing around with us, guys, and we will continue to do our best for you, the players.
And speaking of stuff always coming, how about this 7 coming for Chris right here? A whole lot of 7s.
C5 bet $100.
And interesting because Moneymaker has the flush draw here. Bad end of it, but is obviously going to be putting some money into the pot here. Alex coming along with the 10s.
Sit one call.
Am I the guy who just wants to cheer for the 10 of hearts one time? Is that just me?
Sit for raise
I respect it. I respect it.
Right? It's just disgusting enough to be like, let's just burn everybody just a little bit.
And look at this. When you're in Chris's spot and you just know that you have the best hand here and you're getting check raised by Moneymaker of all people, this is an incredible feeling. And Chris even like taunting him to run it. Like, pretty sick.
10 seconds. Say again?
950.
950. Raised to $950.
Magical. And now Alexander thinking, whoops, what did I just step in? That look is a look of, well, crap, I guess I'm folding. Get closer.
And Moneymaker does have
Enhance.
pupil
10
shot.
seconds.
Moneymaker does
Moneymaker
have
has
a
some-
pretty easy fold here.
Yeah.
Whether or not he's going to, it doesn't look like it.
No, he's not. And I was going to say, actually, the turn could be fun, too, because if it brings a straight potential card as well and gives him a double draw, we could see some massive fireworks going to the river. And that is not it, but it does give him a pair with his flush draw. Little does he know that does not
Support
matter
check.
in this scenario. I mean, he obviously thinks another 4 is an out now, but it is not.
Absolutely brilliant card for Chris Oliver here. I would probably say that he's looking at going about 1,500 here. Charging those hearts of Moneymaker, sitting there with 3K behind.
How's your prima doing?
10 seconds. C5 bet 1,025.
Oh,
All
all
in
in by the Moneymaker. Chris on Chris action. Oh my God. If a heart comes, I'm just going to jump out of my chair.
Alright. And you have
18% equity for Chris. Needs a heart and a heart only.
You're all in, right? Yes. Okay.
35, 39, 39.85.
Obviously, 7 hearts already busy. He has the 4 hearts, so not going to do it. Boat City for Chris Oliver. I believe that might be GG's for day 1B
Worked the
of
opposite way,
Moneymaker.
actually. Alright, this was a classic day of me playing good poker.
Shame to see Moneymaker go here.
Way to get off the feet.
As we were saying, one of the good guys, leave him with
Same place.
some banter as he leaves.
Won't put me on the feature tomorrow.
Good luck in today.
Don't put me on the
Good
feature
luck, all
tomorrow.
you guys. I'll be here.
See you on the feature tomorrow, Chris.
Thank you.
Oh, it's so good. He's like, I just got this fresh Coke Zero. They're making me do the walk of shame out of here. Yeah. You know, if he didn't turn that 4 or any sort of other straight potential card out, you know, he could have just got away with it. I think it was just one of those. It was just kind of one of those, like, this is my second bullet. I don't want to be short the rest of the time, which is 3,500. It was like the F it, go big or go home moment. And today, ladies and gentlemen, Chris Moneymaker went home. And I guess when you have ace-8, that's not the worst flop in the world for you. Top 2 now for Mike. And Elliot, though, look at that. A little gut shot straight flush action. Poor Alexander in no man's land with king,
Bet
queen, whiff.
180, seat number 3. Seat number 6 calls. Or heads up.
Keanu. Ooh, baby, where's that 6 of diamonds now for Max Spice?
Check for
I love this check from
Number
Michael.
3.
This definitely opens up the door for Elliot to think he has a chance at taking it away here. I very, very, very much agree with you. That's a great check by Michael.
seat number 6. That's 175.
And we've seen already.
How do you
Elliot's
play
not
it here?
Afraid to fire through. I would most definitely go for the call here. Having a check raise from an under the gun spot here when there's 8 pills off on the turn would be alarm bells ringing for sure if he check raised here. So just a smooth call.
Seat number 3 calls.
Now, it's all about this river. And depending on what this river is, how do we get the value? Wow.
Wow.
The other side of this. So he missed the straight flush, but does hit the flush.
This is interesting because if Michael leads big here, we're probably going to see Elliot with just the cycle. But if he does manage to somehow find a check here, which would be very impressive, then
10 seconds.
he'll be getting a lot more. But it looks like he's
Bet
going for
275.
pretty small size.
Seat
So Elliot is
number
going to
3.
attack this for sure. There's no way he's going to be calling this 275. I'd imagine he's going to take it up quite high as well.
I think we're going to see a plaque and some chips. Then again, they do give people like Michael a lot of credit. Michael and Randall have a solid reputation at the table. Ooh. Thinking between calling or
10
raising.
seconds.
Oh. Oh, the chips of the plaque drop, baby.
Number 6, raised to 975 total.
Poker Guru says he's just calling. That would be incorrect, my friend. And now back over to Keanu with how to extract all the monies. I mean, you just know you're completely nutted here.
Seconds.
Oh, I love the time card use. It makes me so happy.
We just always have the best hand here. What a feeling. Elliot is going to find the fold on the river, for sure. But what a spot.
Yeah, he'll find a fold after Michael comes back over the top here, you're thinking?
I believe so. I believe so.
10 seconds.
I love the time placard usage here. You know you have him. You're borderline enjoying the moment, but also, like you said before, selling this story. He thinks, and that's what I think. I think he knows that maybe the only chance, perhaps, of getting a call after he raises from Elliot is this like double time bank think. Oof. For those of you in the chat asking what the plaques were, snap. Is that a snap fold by Elliot? You just love to see it. You just love. There's no way you're getting value there. Honestly, he burned 2 time banks, was his only attempt at getting value. You asked in the chat about those plaques. The golds are 1Ks, blues are 500s, blacks are 5Ks. Best attempt by Michael, but I think after he used 2 time plaques and then goes ahead and raises, Elliot with the snap, I don't think there's any way you're ever getting value from Elliot there. Even if you snap, re-raise, he folds. You tank like that, you raise, he folds. There's just no way you're ever going to get the value there, but he got max value already, I guess, by Elliot, even finding a raise in the first place. So well done by Michael. This is great. These day ones are fantastic. Obviously, 2-3 hour levels of play each day one, which was yesterday, today, and tomorrow. And then we get to take that action, take it into day 2, and we get to have 50% more fun on top of all the giant stacks. Renee getting it in. Oh, bad time, though, against Chris Oliver's Ace-King. The Ace-Queen against Ace-King.
$1,105. 115.
I want Renee to stay around, bro. I want Renee to stay around.
So do I. Oh, man.
Is it 5 call?
Chris Oliver finding
Now, once he calls... You know, the funny thing is I don't even think, you know, this isn't even a spot where you have to, like, re-raise to isolate. Like... You just call, and if anybody gets way out of line, somehow you ran into Alto Cooler. But you just call with Ace-King. That'll do the trick. Oh, you Queen. Queen one time for Renee.
Chris finding the spots today, man. Chris has been running good so far.
He pre-fist pounds the dealer looking for the Queen.
Tell me you folded king.
Folded 9-7 of diamonds.
Under the gun race, you made me. See what you made me do? That does not look
9-7 of die would have flopped.
That's a pretty good flop for 9-7 of diamonds.
Yeah. Queen ball one time? At least it wasn't a diamond.
Just the 7% for Renee.
Oh,
doesn't find it.
Thank you.
Tries to do the fake yes pump celebrate.
You know, you guys are going to be grinding here, be miserable. I'm going to go eat a steak. Thank you.
Enjoy.
What a guy. Class
And
act.
that is, yeah, class act all day, man. That is Renee Nazada. I'm sure this will not be the last time we see or hear from Renee.
Queens for Randall. Ace-King for Michael. These two have already clashed in a couple of 3-bet pots. And Michael this time maybe chucking in the cold 4.
That's unfortunate.
Is it 3 re-raise? $1,150. Is it 5 pass?
Shane, we could be seeing it all go in, bro.
Wow.
Is it 6 pass?
And of course, it's these two over here.
C2 raise all in.
Oh. Oh, look at it. Look at the almost smirk. He's like, crap. I knew you were going to do that. Let's listen in. This is that moment. And he is going to make the call.
And a call. All in and call.
The most classic of classic coin flips. Welcome to poker, ladies and gentlemen. Ace King versus Queens. Ace King, the old Anna Kournikova, looks good, but it never wins. Gonna have to try to drill one of those cards. Good luck.
I don't know, actually. I don't think so, right?
It used to be mandatory. When it
Yeah?
was.
It's cash game, but I think it's tournament. I don't know. Good luck, guys.
And no ace, no king in that flop. Michael's still looking for an ace or king to eliminate Randall.
Good.
Ooh, wow, just an extra little queensy for fun. And Randall will stay alive, not only stay alive, but get extremely healthy. Finds a full double, pushing his stack up to 7.5K. And I mean, you know, look, generally speaking, unless this is like some sort of main event bubble deep in the main, something, I mean, like, Ace King versus Queens is just kind of going to happen almost every time, you know? And now Randall
Number 2.
started out relatively snug, clearly as announced by me, and then as announced by Renee, announced by me. It'll be interesting. He has been loosening up. People have seen it a little bit, and now
Seat number 5.
repping his queens against Alexander. Now, Alexander has always given the utmost respect to Randall for the most part, so let's see where this goes.
We got 2 players.
And this could be some trouble for Alexander as he flops top here. Top pair with the best kicker, yet Randall notching him with his pocket
Number
queens.
2. It's betting. 6.
Alexander at his top of his range here as well, going to be losing a heap of chips if he doesn't seem to improve. Little side-eye glance from Alexander there.
He calls.
And I think his just call, maybe partially some alarm bells going off. This will definitely slow down the action.
Number 1.
This will be interesting to see. A card like this actually opens up the door for Alexander to potentially take away the pot from Randall.
This is
Maybe
something
not
that
after
I've
it checks
seen
through here, though.
from
Seat 1.
Randall a lot today is these very quick checking actions when he's not too keen on putting money in the pot. I wonder if Alexander is going to pick up on that. Very, very quick check on the turn. On such a wet board, you would lean to him not having a king.
Man, Alexander's instincts still on point here. He didn't take the option to raise on the flop. Checks through to the turn. Now Randall's wondering if he can give value and just going to show it down. Now, I think, depending on what Randall would have fired on the river, I could easily see Alexander going either way. Just check calling or just check folding. Because he's just that good, honestly.
Yeah, agreed. I think Randall missed a pretty easy value bet on the river there. Maybe playing a bit too conservative on that river, but wins the pot, wins the nice pot. And our newcomer to the table going to be opening up the 7-6 suited here to 125.
5 pass, sit 6. Sit 1 call. Sit
Randall
3 call.
completing the small blind with the queen 10 off. Interesting. Michael finding the fold with the king 9 from the big blind.
3 players.
Our shortest stack at the table doesn't want to make up that extra. And if we was to see an 8 roll off on the turn here, train, we are going to be getting some money in.
225, sit 1 pass.
Oh my God, one time for the one time. The bloodbath, one time. That's what you wanted, buddy.
We feel like we need it. We feel like we need it.
Sit 2 call.
8 of hearts.
Oh my God! Wow!
Wow.
Wow!
And I called it. Disgusting.
Oh wow! Let's see, Zachary, your fan in the chat here, buddy. Yeah, there for plant's sake just said no. This is yikes. Oh God. Oh
See
God.
to bet.
Everybody, if you have small
$420.
children, please cover their eyes or make them leave the room. This is going to be brutal.
This could be the end of Zachary here, unless we end up seeing a heart on the river. Obviously,
Today we
this
chose
is
violence.
a horrible spot.
It's 4 call.
Oh my God, it's just this gin card. Watch it just be a deuce of spades or something. Oh my God, it does pair the board, but still.
Pairs the board. Hard for people to be having a boat here.
That's like your only saving grace. Oh man, this is a rough spot here.
Definitely done well not to be losing more here.
$820.
Bought at 1700, bet is 820. Zachary. Oh man. Don't find the raise, Zach.
One of those sizes train which you kind of feel like you need to be raising.
I know. Oh, he said all in! Or did he just say call? No, he did just
All
call.
in.
Okay. Oh God. Yeah, my hands are literally on my head because the way that he just put in the chips, it could have been like all in. You know what I mean? If he announced it verbally. Wow.
He's done well. He's done very well not to lose the lot there, in all honesty.
People who don't play poker, and this is where it's really funny actually, and I'm sure you've experienced and heard this before, right? You have a long session, you have a long day, you have a big tournament. People who don't play poker, they just think, oh, whatever, you sit there, you play cards for a living, must be easy, nice life, yada, yada, yada. And there's a million different ways we could combat that statement. But with that being said, just trying to explain that when you're sitting at a table in a tournament, and that every single decision, I explain it like this, every single decision you make, you're just walking through a minefield for hours a day, every single day for days on end. And once you step on one mine, it's over, right? So it's like you are paying attention to everything that's going on, every player at the table, every hand, even if you're not in it. I cannot explain to people enough who don't play poker how mentally taxing and draining this is. This is not the old days of the old fat man sitting there smoking a cigar, playing for 2 hours, living his best life. This is the long haul marathon grind, especially in the cage. And it takes a lot out of you. You got to be ready. You got to be mentally prepared. And you got to go the distance and have the endurance. Otherwise, you just don't stand a chance.
Completely agree, bro. Extremely
10 seconds.
well put. And we have an interesting spot on the turn. Alexander finding the call.
And call.
Pot size bet on the river. And Alexander has a very good candidate as a bluff here. Holding this 10 is pretty huge. Not a great run out for Elliot, but is going to try and find some value on this river around the 450 mark.
450 bet.
And I would love to see a raise from Alexander here. Very rare that 6 is going to be good here. Turning his hand into a bluff would
10
be
seconds.
pretty gang.
Sit one bet 1,500.
Wow.
And
Just legends doing legendary things right here.
is such a good candidate as a bluff here. I'd be very, very
10
sick if
seconds.
Elliot kind of sniffs this out. He has a jack, which is obviously very, very good to be having in this spot.
Not
We are
much gets
witnessing
past
two-
Elliot, and he's sniffing it.
Two elite players going up against each other here deep in day 1B.
Dude, how are you feeling if you're Alexander, right? He keeps time banking. Really putting max screws to you. He
I'm not
feels
liking
something's
it.
weird. You can see the smile. You can see the smile. He feels something's off.
Yeah, not
10
too many
seconds.
two pairs find this river. There's a couple, but not too many. So it's not
And,
like he's gonna be
that's another
raising-
time bank.
Not like he's going to be raising too many two pairs on the river here. Having the jack block still seems nuts. So it's just whether or not Elliot has a hand like 9-10 and does
And
find
he
the call.
does
Great call by
call.
Elliot.
Wow. And
I mean,
you know
it's
what?
great
It is
poker
the
by
end of the
both.
day. So, yeah, I mean, it's a great move by both. And that right there, what you're looking at is great poker. Great bluff, great call, is what it is. It's the end of the day, and he had all the time banks in the world to burn, so he's going to use them. And the ace every time here for both players. Obviously, Michael with the better kicker. No player with a club.
C3 bet $175.
Could see some problems arise.
Last chance for giveaways, folks, in the chat. Make sure you claim them if you get picked. Otherwise, you will forfeit your chance, and then you'll come crying to me, and it's just too late at that point. Sorry, folks.
Call.
Pretty good time for Michael. Not expecting Jack to connect with Zachary too much unless he has the Jack 9 suited. Sometimes has some ace jacks in there on the bottom, but not too many. So happy to continue betting.
525 bets, C3.
Definitely a little coordinated board here. Obviously, two flush draws now at it.
Zachary not loving this.
Not loving it at all, actually. There's no posturing here. He's just not a huge fan.
C4 call.
And he is going to make the call to the river. Interesting here. Ace Queen does get there. Now, it does obviously complete backdoor spades, but I can't necessarily see you putting your opponent on that. But, I mean, it's like two pairville all day. Obviously, Michael not sweating any of that. But Zachary has to sweat all of that. He does have the nut spade blocker, but again, that's never going to come into play here.
Yeah, really awkward for Michael as well. I mean, obviously you go for the lot, but it has potential that your opponent does have backdoor spades.
All in. C3
But obviously
bet
just
all in.
goes for the lot when he has top two.
I mean, short of a double, Michael already getting pretty much max value. I mean, only has 1,200 behind. It's a great pot for him regardless of Zach calling or not.
Most definitely. Very hard for Michael to be ripping out the triple barrel bluff here.
10 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, especially with that stack size. I mean, what are you putting him on? Just complete bricked clubs, you know? I mean, like...
I get it.
Half of Zachary's stack as well if he does decide to call.
1,220.
Yeah, I mean, totally awkward all the way around. If he does call, then he's stuck with, what, 1,300 with, like, a few minutes left in the day. So it's just, it's a spot, you know? It's a spot.
Going 3-1 on your money. Still going to be hard to find. He does find the call. Seeing the bad news.
He does find it, yeah.
I have to show that it's a league.
Yeah, it is a tournament, so you do have to show it, yeah.
Two more hands. 2 hands were drawn. Complete the hand drawn. 2 more hands.
He said that you heard actually the comment there by Michael said that's why he put the glasses on because he's light sensitive
130,
naturally.
that's a raise.
Now it's tough for us to tell here just because everything is, you know, essentially light adjusted and everything with the cameras and stuff. But make no mistake, if you guys have ever been out to the World Series or another poker production, these lights are bright. You feel like you're sweating and baking in the spotlight under the table. Now Zachary John's going to get in his last couple bucks here, and he's going to run into Randall's ace jack.
Would be surprised if Randall folds
in
this.
on the seat number 4.
Randall looking to move closer to that 10K mark.
Players.
Randall looking
He's
to
all in.
basically just try to knock a third player out of that seat for the day.
Yeah.
And no help so far. Gonna need that 9 ball for Zach. Not gonna do it there. Still looking for that 9. And not going to do it. GG, Zach. That is a tough seat apparently at this table, guys. Seat 4. Wish that on anybody, basically, at this point.
Pretty crazy. Pretty crazy how that seat has
Wow.
come.
Dude, that seat is just the death blow meat grinder. There's Will right there hanging out. Actually, it's funny. If you check out Chris Moneymaker's Twitter, you're going to see a video
One
of
player
basically
out.
that seat being open. And somebody made a little video to needle Chris about it. And that was Will, who you just saw right there. so yeah, that seat indeed has been the demise of now 3 players today. Wow.
Looks like we are done for day 1B. There's Will bringing the racks around. And what a day it's been.
Probably get some
great
final
poker
chip
being
counts
played.
here. Yeah, dude, absolute insanity here today so far, man. I mean, and this is what I thought. I figured the day ones would get progressively a little juicier, a little crazier, right? You're going to start with day 1A. You're going to kick it off, and everybody's just kind of feeling each other out. And especially if you fire day 1A, you hop into day 1B, and you're just ready to rock. Wow. Adam, what do you think, buddy?
Wow, what a day, mate. What a day. Some amazing poker being played by some top players in the game. Yeah, great action, mate. Great action. And thank you so much for allowing me into the commentary booth with you today, mate. It's been amazing.
Hey, it was absolutely my pleasure, dude. I can't thank you enough. I can't believe it's taken us this long. Like I said, it will not take us this long again to get in the booth. I had an absolute blast with you. You're a true champion, staying up all night in the UK just to call the action with me here. I will be back tomorrow here, same bat time, same bat channel with Mr. John Van Fleet, aka Ape Styles. This is Justin Kelly alongside Adam Neal. This is ACR Poker. This is how we do it. This is the cage, and we will see you guys tomorrow.
So please make sure that you have them on a visible spot. We're getting ready to go in about 2 minutes.